Hello, my name is Max. I thought today I'd do a reading on Taylor Swift, see what's going on. Let's shuffle the cards. I hope you're all doing well. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, let's see. Four of Cups, upright. The Death card, upright. The Lover's card, upright. Three of Swords, upright. Page of Swords, reversed. The Emperor, upright. Eight of Swords, upright. The Chariot, reversed. The Star, upright. Ace of Swords, reversed. Okay, let's take a look here. So the first card is, the covering card is Four of Cups, upright. So this is a card of disappointment. I definitely see that here. Yeah, this is a disappointment. It's kind of like a malaise of some sort. It's crossed by the Death card upright. So this is a card of, a new chapter. But we can't really skirt around the issue here. This is, the Death card. It's not, the world. It's not the Wheel of Fortune. It's not the Nine of Cups. This is Death. So this is her favorite number. This is kind of like Ophelia, right? This is Ophelia. So this is like her song and also the folklore. So this, in a way, this is kind of like her, right? Um, so I think in a way, so there are good ways to read the Death card. Like I said, it's kind of like a new chapter. So it's the end of one thing and the beginning of another. Um, and that's a pretty clear, adequate reading. But it's also her because it's Ophelia, um, which is interesting, right? And also, what I see here is it's a female, right? And it's like in a very yin state. So death is considered a very yin state, like a very in yin and yang, it'd be yin. So the female state. So this is like a very passive state. A passive state. If you're too passive for too long, you can have problems. So you can have emotional problems. You can have spiritual problems. You can have like hauntings, illnesses of certain sorts. You can also get, if you're too yin, you can get taken advantage of, abused, and I do see that here. I see like a very strong yin state, so a very passive state, a very not being active, not being proactive, not being in control. That's kind of what I see here. Um, and of course, she's a businesswoman. She's an innovator. She's a creator. Uh, she's supposed to be in control, or she's not. She doesn't have to be completely in control. We know that, right? She has a lot of people around her, a lot of advisors, a lot of partners. Um, some high, some low. So, but I think I don't think she's been in control as much as she should be, and I think she feels the same way. But this is like too much yin. This is not enough activity, not being proactive enough, not being aggressive enough, not being um, sturdy and strong in your beliefs and your position. This is like um, when people tell you to do too much, you kind of turn your brain off, right? Like if someone says go sweep up the pile and they go, oh, don't hold the broom like this, hold the broom like this, and you're like, what? So all of a sudden you're like, okay, I can't even just sweep up dust. I can't. So you have, so all of a sudden if you get too much of that, all of a sudden you just turn your brain off, right? Because you're like, if I just do it the way I think I should do it, it's not going to be good enough. Like, and so I'm gonna just ask this person how to sweep because I know if I start doing it without asking, he's not going to be happy, right? So this is like so that it produces that yin state when you have too much micromanaging, too many instructions, too people not trusting you to do the job. It can produce this yin state, which usually the stagnation is reversed, but in this case, it could also be stagnation as well. Like you get this, and that's where this spiritual problems can come in, like hauntings, uh, negative spiritual entities entering into your body and your house and messing things up. And so, but in this case, it could be spiritual as well. But I am seeing it, just on the outer macro level, in her business, in her personal dealings. But of course, any outer activity is indicative of a deeper spiritual state. So I am concerned for her health, her mental health, her spiritual health, her physical health. Having too much yin for too long uh, is never a good thing. Uh, but this is Ophelia. This is her. Okay. So in the crowning position, we have the Lovers card. So this is interesting. It's nice, right? I usually, I don't get a lot of like romance cards with her. Like, so Lovers, that's great. So this is a crowning position, Lovers. This is magnetism. I like this. This is like her own personal magnetism. She's attractive. She feels good. She feels good. She feels at least in her mental state, at least in her mental view, the way she's viewing things at this point in time. This is a card of interest in romance. It's a card of partnerships. Um, it's a card of desirability. It's a card of sex energy. That's always good. So I like where she's at here. This is also your. This doesn't have to be just personal relationships. This can be uh, having that magnetism when it comes to business, making deals, forming partnerships in the business world. So this is a very very positive card to have in our crowning position. I really like this outlook, this strong, powerful outlook. This outlook that has this desirability, this innate power within it. This is very very good. Um, and I think this is going to benefit her this read here to have a powerful card like this, an optimistic card, a card of energy and power in her crowning position. I think that's it's going to help mitigate some things, especially that the death card there. So I like it. In the recent past, we have the Three of Swords. So this is I don't like this. This is like heartbreak. It's misery. It's being uncomfortable. Um, it's being around people you don't like, who don't like you, or who um, I think it's very much related to this the death card here. Um, she's out of her power. I do feel that. I feel like, and I feel it's due to that yin, that pervasive yin state that is indicated by Ophelia here at the center, number 13, the death card. So, um, this is, not a position of power. It's not a position of happiness. It's not a position of optimism. This is a position of, misery and heartbreak. It's being around people you don't like and who don't like you and who are telling you to do things and you don't. This is like being bullied in a way, or being uh, taken out of your power. So it's this is not good. Three of Swords. There's no real way to argue that this is a good card. Or it's not in any way negative. This is a negative card. It's a negative state. It's a state of pain, anguish, misery. Disappointment. Feeling taken advantage of. I really feel like she's working with people who it could be your agency, could be business partners. I just see people not giving her credit where credit is due, leaving her out of key conversations and meetings. Kind of like it's like they're like systematically like disenfranchising her in a way. Like they're trying to keep her out of conversations and out of meetings, and um, uh, like they're ignoring her or something. That's kind of what I feel here. There's like they're kind of like they're not taking her input seriously. They're not taking her contributions seriously. They're downplaying. I see that they're like kind of like downplaying her contributions and her ideas, things she's done, things she wants to do, ideas she's had. Um, uh, I don't like it. I don't like it. This could be in the business world. It also could be in the romance world. It could be with her partner, Travis Kelce. It could be with her father. It could be with her agency. In any case, I don't like it. So in the deep past, we have the Page of Swords reverse. So this is like rudeness. It's gonna be somebody being pushy. This is like somebody being pushy, somebody being unpleasant, somebody kind of pushing her around a little. I kind of get that she's being pushed around, and she's not really in her power. Not all the things you see her do are her decisions. They're not her ideas. Um, she's like I say it a lot, but she's not in her power. So what does that mean? That means somebody else is. Somebody else is making her decisions. Somebody else is telling her to go out to eat, go out with this person, go to this place. So someone else is involved in this, and not just involved, and not in a participatory way or a helpful way or an advisory way, but in kind of like you do this, like kind of a bossy, kind of a rude, blunt, kind of uh, just a pushy energy I'm getting, and it's not really it's not really a situation where she has a lot of input, and she's really chafing with that. She's not happy with it. It's starting to bother her. So that's what I see here. Now in the near future, we have the Emperor. So of course, this could be her coming into her power, but I don't think this is it. I don't think this is what this means. I would like for it to mean that. I don't think that's what it means. Typically, with her, when I see an Emperor card or I see a strong male card, or I think of Travis, and I think of kind of like the rest of what I've already said. There's somebody pushing her around. That's kind of what I get here. I kind of get a pushy male. That's what I get. Somebody's pushy. Somebody who's unpleasant. Um, Someone she has to deal with. Someone she doesn't like dealing with. She's not good at dealing with it. So this is I'm getting more of that pushy energy. It's a hostile energy. It's a bossy energy, a micromanaging energy. This is not her. I feel like this is at her expense. Um, I feel like somebody's taking from her. That's kind of what I get here. It's like somebody's stealing, or she's getting swindled in some way. That's kind of what I'm getting here. That she's kind of getting swindled out of money, or this credit. They're not giving her credit for things. Um, they're not giving her credit for ideas, for things she's done, things she proposed to do. Um, People are taking her ideas. They're uh, ignoring her. It's like she's out of her power. This is somebody else, not her, and it's at her expense. Okay. And I see this. You see it's a Three of Swords, and then it's the Death card, Ophelia, and then it goes to the Emperor. So I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, I mean, this death card in the center. This is her crossing energy. This is Ophelia. You know, um, I don't like it. I see that magnetic, you know, lover's card at the top in the crowning position. I really like this, and this is like her saving grace. I think is this magnetism that she has. Like she has like this innate value, and people can see it. It's evident. She has value, and she's in a good phase, like sexually. She has that. She's in touch with her sexual energy and her power of being a woman, a beautiful woman, a wealthy woman, um, uh, a very successful woman. So I think she's tapping into that, and that's definitely going to help her. But I don't like the I don't like the rest of this. But so her situation here, she's showing up as the Eight of Swords upright. So this is dealing with the same thing. We've seen this for like 2 months that I've been doing these readings. Right, I've been doing it for about 2 months, like since November, I think. Right, so this is like this. It's kind of indicating to me she's in that same place. She's not doing what she really wants to do. She's being controlled, by probably her agency. I think, and they're giving her, and she's not getting a lot of input. She can't really modify these decisions. She's like kind of like not in control, and she's really her input is really being marginalized. And I feel like this is her like just thinking the same way over and over again, trying to figure out a way out, but like new variables have not presented themselves to her. So she's thinking the same way. You know what I'm saying? So she's trying to find a new idea, but she can't find a new idea. She can't find it. She can't find a way off this path. And it's frustrating for her, and it's causing her anxiety and fear. Um, so yeah, I don't like it. This is not great. So in her environment, we have, let's see, this is the Chariot reverse. So this is like attack or disorder or lack of control. It could mean violence or some sort of dishonesty, some sort of swindling. I kind of indicated that with the Emperor card. I kind of get this swindling energy. I get like there's somebody in her space who is trying to take advantage of her, or is not, like, is leaving her like is kind of screwing her over in the fine print. There's somebody in her sphere, in her circle, in her business world, in her organization, that is hiding something from her, uh, and she's not getting credit or the money that is due to her. I get like there's some sort of dishonest energy here. And also, this is, like I said, this is conflict, chaos, lack of control, and there's somebody in her business world that is working with her that does not have her best interest at heart, and they are not getting her the returns that she should be getting. Like there's something I'm getting, like they're skimming something, or they're like telling her she can buy something, and that's the best deal they could find, but it's actually more than what she could get it for. She could actually get it for less, something like that. She's overpaying for something, because it benefits somebody else who's around her. There's a conflict of interest. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's a conflict of interest. She needs to reevaluate who she has around her, because I see like there's dishonesty here in her hopes, fears, and opportunities. I like this. I like this. This is the star. This is what she's supposed to be. This is great. I mean, I love this card. This is only in hopes, fears, and opportunities, so it's in a very mutable position. This is not a position of inevitability. This is there as a possibility, and I really like that. I really like this. Of course, she has the Lovers card in their crowning position, which is amazing. Um, was going to mention the Emperor card. I mean, the Emperor. I think that's her. I don't think that is her. Um, Nevertheless, it's here. You know what I mean? It's here, and I'm certain that's certainly a power I think she could tap into. So I think those cards being adjacent to the star card, it helps to bring this about. Those cards being allies to this card will help bring it about. Those will help her during this period. Um, but this is where she wants to be. This is getting credit for your ideas, getting recognition, getting paid, the right amount. This is success. This is being in touch with her femininity. It's being in touch with her artistry, being in touch with that inner muse, and being in touch with the magnetism that she has, especially as indicated with that Lovers card. So I like this. So in the outcome card, we have Ace of Swords reverse. So this is revision. It could be, there's something legal about this. This is like re-looking at the fine print, reviewing decisions, reviewing past decisions, reviewing discussions, reviewing ideas. It's a card of revision, looking back, going back. It's also a card of no. So I think she does need to say no. I think something has run amok in her, in her business machinery. Uh, there's something loose. There's a screw loose somewhere, and so she needs to. This would be very much that, like going back and looking at the engine, looking at who made these decisions, who made these decisions, who said that. I want to know who said that. That type of thing. Like I want proof. I want the evidence. Who said this? Who said that? Whose idea was that? Who said that was his idea? That was my idea. That type of thing. It's like it's clarifying things, going back, and it's kind of like it's a justice card. It's also a card of lawsuits in a certain respect. It's a card of criticism. It's a card of as I said, no. It's also a card of communication. This is like saying um, saying no. I mean, could this be in her business? Could it be in her romance? In her relationship with Travis Kelce? That would be interesting, right? Because this is a no. This is also reviewing contracts, legal documents. Could this be in regards to her engagement? I mean, that's very interesting, right? Um, well, we will see, I guess, right? Um, so, I was looking for a time indicator here. So I do see that seven for the chariot. I do like that. Of course, the seven is the seventh month would be July. That's her birthday, I think. It's also, or no, it's what is it? Uh, July. That's like it's supposed to be like the wedding date, right, or something like that. That's like what they have speculated. People have speculated in the past. So I see a seven reversed. Um, so that means maybe not July. I don't know. But we have this revision card. We have a reverse seven. Um, um, but there's something here. There's some sort of revision, criticism, uh, uh, reviewing, re-looking at things, trying to fix a problem. Is basically what you're trying to do here. Trying to fix a problem. Um, so yeah, this is interesting, and it's also, like, as I said, this indicates communication, legal documents, legal proceedings, um, and no, as I said. So something's going on here, and when you see that death card, that's like as I said, that's a new chapter. One thing dies, uh, another thing comes in, right? So um, I don't know what that means. Like I said before, I just got Ophelia from this. That's kind of what I got as Ophelia, and you'll see it's crossing the Four of Cups, so um, it's kind of like this indecision. That's why I kind of just translated it as too much yin, because that's this kind of indecision, or you're not that excited, you're not, you know, you're kind of disappointed and just kind of in a sense of, you're in a state of malaise, with that Four of Cups. So I hope something, I hope she enters a new chapter. I think she's ready for it, But there's somebody in her sphere, as we've said. There's somebody in her business circle that is not looking out for her. Okay, so hopefully she'll be aware of that. But I guess I'll leave it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all stay well, be good, be safe, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Okay, bye bye.